Today's the turbo day. Welcome back to another video, everybody. We're going to be installing the Garrett Gt3076R that we got, as well as we're going to be redoing some header wrap on the headers that we have. Those are Tomei Extremes. Tomei Extreme? I don't know, however you say it. I did originally do DEI wrap on those originally, but it was just the glass wrap and I didn't wet lay up it, so I've always had problems with it failing. But this time we got the titanium woven wrap. And this wrap on their website, you say you don't need to do a wet layup, that it has enough flex to where you can really get it on there tight. So we're going to be doing both of those today. We'll get our turbo fitted. The ATP kit came with a ton of fittings, all sorts of stuff for like the coolant lines and whatnot. We'll figure out what we need, what we have, and what we end up needing to modify to get it to fit. But I want to point out something really quick. I don't want this to fall, so I'm going to hold it. So as you guys can see right here, over time, this pipe has flexed a ton because right here there's two slip collars. And as you can tell, mine broke. Actually, both of them broke. So what we're going to also be doing in this video, which is going to be pretty cool, is we are going to be doing some TIGging. I feel like I'm pretty proficient when it comes to MIG welding, but I've never actually done TIG, so you guys can learn along with me. And we have all the stuff we need here to do TIG. I just don't know how, so you guys can help me figure it out. Let's get started by unwrapping the old header wrap and getting these headers cleaned up. We got the headers unwrapped, and now we need to clean up a bracket. So I looked it up. These brackets new are like $55. I'm not gonna do that, so we're gonna grind it down, paint it black, and put it on. So we got the wrap taken off, the old stuff. We're gonna be addressing why these slip collars broke. And honestly, my best guess is that this center pipe right here, just over time and heat and everything, it's separated so much that that's why the collars broke. I don't think that I'm ever gonna be able to get it back to where it was when Tomei made it. So I think what my best bet is gonna be right here is to cut both of the slip collar little bracket things off, and then possibly just weld the pipe together. But we'll see. All right, so it's the next day. We were doing a little bit of research about the turbos, but off camera, we got these headers on. Since they've warped so much over time, they definitely didn't fit the best. They were a little tweaked, but they're on now, they're bolted down, and this is gonna be my best case scenario to get this welded and to have it stay in the correct space. So it's on there now. We got it bolted to the back bracket, but we got the turbo out and we're starting to look at some things. If you guys checked our other video out when we did the reveal, you'd know that we had a bunch of issues with some things hitting. So we're addressing that right now. We're right in the middle of loosening up this back turbo housing, the hot side, so that we can clock it a little bit and adjust it for our for what we need. So we are going to loosen that housing up and then we'll put the turbo on.
That's the close quarters. We just cleared this now.
Really? Okay, yeah, so real quick, I wanted to point out this this is the oil line that you're gonna use for the turbo feed. You gotta bend it a little bit. Just heat it up, bend it a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's sick.
So it's flat now, I think.
It is
flat, yeah.
Yeah, it is flat. So yeah, that clears now. We're not conflicting on the block at all.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. We're still clear on that. Oh, we are touching the block.
It lines up mint now. So hopefully you guys can see the bottom right there, but now it lines up really well with the OEM oil drain on the head. So that problem's pretty fixed, but we are hitting on the case right there. So we're either gonna have to do a little grinding on the cold side or the engine. We'll figure it out. So Nick's trying to get the headers to just kind of sit, you know, stagnant, basically wherever they need to be loose and nice. We're going to go ahead and start cleaning up the pipes right now. We got to get our welder set up for TIG, and that's what we're going to be doing next. So I'll go ahead and show you guys. I tried to clean these up a little bit yesterday, but over flexing and moving, you can see there's still some dirt. So we'll clean these up a little bit more. And then we're just gonna go ahead and try and drop a bead down here. TIG torch. We're using the Miller 215 multi-process. Alright, so we got our 100% argon tank. We have a separate hose that we're going to use, so we can just leave this the way it is. Go ahead and hook this up and then figure out the settings. All right, so you saw we got it cleaned up. We're getting ready to go ahead and see if we can throw a tack on there, but I do want to use a test piece. And so I had this laying around. This was an exhaust from an NA Subaru. Shout out to Sudo for recycling yourself to me. So we're gonna go ahead and see about doing a couple test hits. It'll kind of be the same principle because there's a ledge for this little tag, branding tag, so we can see how the tack's gonna do on it. It is funny how the ground goes.
You had no gas.
Well, we got it finished. They're not perfect. A little bit boogery, but not terrible for my first time. I'm gonna keep practicing with some other material, maybe even order some. I do want to get really proficient with TIG, so but for the time being, that should hopefully make it so that the headers will go on easily and stay in place and we won't have any leaks. So we're gonna test fit them again one more time, and then we're gonna start putting on the header wrap. All right, so before we can move on to doing the header wrap, I need to take the up pipe off. I have a new gasket for it, and it just makes wrapping easier. Broke it. Oh well, at least it's off. We'll get new hardware. And so I want to say real quick, you know, I always used to think these 3-piece gaskets were what's up. It's kind of why I bought these headers, but they always leak. That one was broken. But you know, they always say the 3 bolts are better than the 2-bolt flanges. I don't think so. I wish I could just get like the new Grim Speed. They came out with some fire new headers. So there's tons of different ways you can go ahead and wrap headers. Because the Subaru's design, it's a bit odd compared to a lot of headers. DEI's website, even their YouTube channel, says to start at the collector. But for me, I don't really think that's going to work just because of how close everything is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap each runner individually as far as I can until the pipes get too close. And then we'll do a wrap over all of it to about here. And then once we get here, we'll be able to like kind of bring this wrap into the other one and then finish it out to the collector. So that's my plan. See how it goes. All right, so we got the wrap on. I didn't make it all the way up to collector. I couldn't really get it to vibe right over here. Didn't want to do it. But so now I got a new gasket for the headers, as well as the 3-bolt up pipe from Tomei. We are going to go ahead and put the header on. I don't have new hardware, so my brother actually ran out to go grab some hardware. He'll be back with that. We'll get the hardware in for the up pipe, but I still don't have the up pipe to turbo gasket. So I'll have to pick that up from the dealership at a later date. So if you guys don't see that go on, that's why, but just know that we're gonna add it down the road. Oh, we need to loosen up that bracket.
Yeah, we do.
All right, home stretch, baby. We just got to put the turbo in. All right, so I think we're at a good stopping point here. Like I said earlier in the video, we don't have the up pipe gasket to mount that. We're probably also going to end up using that little 3mm plate you guys saw. They ATP sent that out with the kit, and it's going to give us just a little bit extra. So I might end up stacking 2 up pipe gaskets right there. Not really 100% sure, but the header wrap's done. It turned out sick. I think it looks way better being the dark like carbon wove rather than being that light glass stuff. So super hyped on that. I'm glad that the turbo's in. It doesn't really look like a Forester motor anymore. It actually looks like we're doing something with it. So that's super hype. But I think I'm going to close out the video there. I'm going to be taking a trip for the next couple days. But I'll see you guys next Wednesday, same time. We'll be posting in the morning. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you then.